Hey guys, welcome back to Mark the Point. Today we're going to be talking about recovery mode. What do you do when you're at the tables? Let's say your buy-in was $500 and now you're down to about 350 bucks. You're down $150 and you're like, "Well, how do I grind out of this? I thought I had my system. I thought everything was going good. I was going either 66 inside or 64 across. Nothing is working. I've had very short rolls to be able to not really be able to get into the groove of pressing and collecting or whatever that situation is. So I have a buddy of mine. His name is El Toro. He is also on YouTube. I'm going to put up his channel here. He and I have been talking a lot about when you're basically it's a red to green type system. You're in the red, you're down, but you want to get back positive, or you just want to get back to where you're break even. So he and I have talked about two different ways of playing. I'm going to share his style of play of how to get back into break even mode or even into profit. And I'm also going to give you my way of playing. If I was going to get down, or if I'm down $150 to $200 or whatever that number is, how would I get back into a position where I'm at break even? Because whatever you're doing, whatever your plan wasn't working. So in this case, it's going to be a little bit more of an aggressive style to where you're going to put out, again, if you have $350 to your rack, you're going to put out 50% of your rack for a few hits, and then you're going to pull it all off the table on both of our style plays. That way, you're going to take an advantage of a one good shooter. It don't even have to be a good shooter, but you are going to risk it for two rolls or three rolls each time, half of your bankroll. But if you do want to find a way to get your money back into your rack, to get back into your break even or your $500 or whatever that bankroll is, let's check out this video and see if that might work for you. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with El Toro's style play, and then I'm gonna play next. So again, the buy-in originally was $500. Right now, I currently have $350 in my rack. That's down $150. You was continuing playing what you were doing, it wasn't working. So here's his style play, what he would do if he had $150 loss or deficit. He would say, you know what, we're not gonna play a pass line. Why? Because they're contract bets. At this point in time, we only want to play inside numbers, and we're going to go a light to dark. Okay, let's start with this. We're going to start off with 110. We're going to get a point established. Let's just say the point is established. Let's just say it's on the nine. Okay, we're going to have a point of the nine. The point is set. Again, no pass line set. We're going to go 110 inside. Okay, and again, we're going to go $25 on the DC. Okay, here's what's going to happen. You have almost half of your bankroll set out here. That's $135 out of your bankroll of your 350. So maybe not quite half in action right now. What we're gonna do is, okay, we got the point set. Let's get a number. Let me show you how this is gonna work. Okay, that's gonna be a 628. Okay, so that $30 is gonna pay you 35. This DC is gonna travel. Now we never say no action. Why? Let me tell you. Let me show you why we never say no action. Remember, there are six ways to roll a seven, right? There's only five ways to roll this eight. So that means you're in at advantage. However, if you would have said no action, now the odds are not in your favor if you said no action because there are now eight ways to lose this bet. That means you're in a disadvantage by saying no action because you have to beat that system again at eight ways. So we never say no action, we always let it travel. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to collect that $35. We're going to take that money there and go back to the DC. You actually have $40 here because that's your extra cap. So if $40 is back into your rack, we're going back out there for the DC bet. And let's do this one more time, okay? Let's get another number. All right, now that's going to be a 3. In this way, that's a benefit. Why? Because a 2 or a 3, you'll win this bet. So that will technically pay you even odds. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and fulfill this because I want to show you how the real system would play in case you didn't get it. So just know in a live table, you would win this bet and it'd go to your rack. Well, let's just say we didn't hit it. We didn't hit the 3. Let's hit an inside number. Okay, and that's an 8. Now that's not really going to help us out. Why? Because we would actually lose this bet. We'd lose this. This would travel back out there. So now you're basically back at your break even point. Again, I'm going to try to show you how it would work in a perfect scenario. Again, just running through a couple of ways of playing this. Let's do it again. Another 3. Of course, that's going to be another win. Trying to show you how this is going to work. There's a 4. Okay, This is going to travel to the 4. Okay. You don't get paid because you're playing the inside bets. Let's go ahead and drop another $25 into the DC. Here we go. And there's another 8. Gosh, we're knocking off our points. I cannot get a good roll here to show you how he would play. There's 11. We're going to lose a DC. What a terrible rollout. And there's your 7. You gotta love the irony of this, how this works. We are in recovery mode. We did nothing but hit a point, knock it off. I didn't collect on the threes. I didn't collect on the 11s. I didn't lose this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-show it a real. You would lose this. Let's just go ahead and say that you would lose these bets. But I want to kind of show you how it'd work out if it worked out. Okay, so let's pull all these bets back. Let's pull. Let's leave that there. Okay, now we are back at our original. Let's pull this back. We are back at our original $135. El Toro, this style didn't work. Let's try it again. And let's show you where a perfect scenario where we can recover. Okay, let's go and get a point established. Just say it's off. All right, it's gonna be back on the 9. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. In this case, let's see if the scenario will work. I'm waving off some stuff that would probably, of course, would in reality would actually be a payout or a pull whip. All right, that's gonna pay us $35. Let's do this again. Okay, this is gonna travel. We're gonna take $25, go back to the DC. Okay, that's gonna be in our rack. All right. Let's do this again. All right, there's an 8. That's going to be the 6 to 8. Again, we are looking for $150 to go back into our rack. That's another set of money. Here we have. We're looking for 150. Okay. So what happens is this goes back to our rack. This can travel. Okay. So now we're going to pull these bets down. And what do we have here is we have $70. We have $70 that we've brought back to our rack. And what El Toro was saying is, you know what? The first DC was to cover the first number, the second DC. So you have an option here. You can leave these 2 DC bets out here, or where they've already, the don't come bets, in case you don't know what a DC is. You can leave those out here and say, you know what? I've made $70. Let's pull these down and I'm going to restart back over. Okay. I'm going to restart back over. I'm going to go ahead and let the 7 resolve because I'm in recovery mode. I don't want to knock off my 2 bets that I just made money on by being able to pull bets down. I'm going to let these resolve. I'm going to roll the 7. Let's say whenever the 7 happens, okay, that's going to be an 8. Again, the reason why he says he pulls that bets down now is because that would have just knocked him off. That would have lost $25. Let's see if we can get a 7. Okay, there's a 7. So it technically would have been a wash because we would have won this one. All right, but now let's do it again. The point is going to be off. We're going to go back out there at 110. Let's put that in the DC. Okay, we've recovered all of our money here. We have now recovered $70. That's 50, 60, $70 of our initial $150 deficit. Okay, let's go ahead and pull this off because it's not quite there yet. Let's get a point established. Okay, that's going to be on the 4. The 4 is going to be the point. Let's mark the point. All right, here we go. We're going to do this one more time. That exact same scenario. And now let's put our DC bet out there. That's a don't come. And let's try it again. Here we go. All right, there's boxcar 12. It doesn't help. That's just a push. And there's an 8. That's going to be the 5, 3. Okay, that's going to pay us $35. This is going to travel to the back of the 8. We're going to put $25 here. Okay, so again, now we're still making some money. Now one more hit, and now we're only down to a $10 deficit. Okay, let's get it. Let's get one more hit. Let's see what we do. That's our 4. It does us no good. The point is going to turn off. This would technically travel to the 4. Yeah, let's leave it. Let's travel to the 4. There's an 8. That's going to be the 6-2. Again, that's also going to lose because why? These bets are always working. They're always going to work. So we'll knock that off. So now we have a little bit more that we have to work with. Okay, and a little bit more. Let's mark the 8 right here. You know what? Let's go ahead and put that $25 there. And this is kind of like a little, little reanimation of what would actually happen. That's going to 4 and a 1. That's going to be a 5. That's going to pay us 35. Okay. That's going to go here. We're going to pull this bet there and put that here. Now, we did get our 2 hits, right? We got our 2 hits, but we knocked off this one. So we're technically not just $10 short. Now we're $35 short. But it's up to you. At what point in time do you want to say, I'm okay with that? Let me show you what it looks like. Okay. Remember, we started with $150 And let's just see if we have what we have here all together right now. All right, so we have, let's pull everything down. I'm gonna pull this back. Again, you can remove these bets. You can always remove a DC bet. It is not contract, okay? So we have 100. That's 200. Let's make sure we add all this together so we know kind of where we stand. That's 200. That's 1, 2, 3. That's 375. That's 400. Okay, that's $400 that we've recovered. That's that's 25, 50, $65. So again, we are down $35 right now by hitting the two hits and pulling down. Two hits and pulling down. So again, you were down 150, now you're only down to $35. Had you not hit the point right here where it was a DC and you knocked it off, it would have been a little bit better. But the idea, okay, understand the idea. You're going to try to get two hits, go to the DC, let them resolve, and then you have the option. Do you want to pull these down and try it again, or let these stay out there? That gives you a little more juice if you want to. That is his style playing. Now I'm going to show you a little bit different. Okay, I'm going to show you what I would do. What would Mark the Point do if I was down to $150? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull all these bets back, and I'm going to reset everything back up. Let me show you what I would do. Here we go. All right, so here's what I got. I've got a new set of money here. Let's pull it over here. All right, so I have 100. That's 200. That's 3. That's 350. Okay, so I'm $150 down. I started with $500. Now I've only got $150 left. What I'm going to do is just slightly different what El Toro does, because I'm not going to go light side to dark side or anything like that. What I'm going to do is I am going to go a little bit different. I'm going to go 110. Same idea here. 110 on the inside. Okay, but I'm going to put $40. Put $20 on the 10. I'm gonna put $20 on the 4. Now, this would be 152. This right here would be, you would need, if you wanted to try this again, you would have to have an extra $2 borrowed from your friend, whatever you're gonna do. All right, but here we go. Let's try this out and let's see how we go. We are also not gonna play the pass line. No pass line. Our bets are off until the puck is on. Let's go and show you what I would do if I was down $150 and how I would get to recovery mode. Okay, the point is going to be on the 8. Let's mark the 8. And let's show you what I would do. All right, that's going to be a 5-1-6. That's the easy 6. Okay, it was a 5 when it rolled on me at the end. All right, so that's going to pay us $35. Okay, here's why I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take this. I'm actually going to pay this in all reds. Okay, I'm going to show you that's going to be 5 reds. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the entire inside. So I'm going to risk this for 2 hits. I'm going to pull $5 each off the 4 and 10. So now what's going to happen is that'll turn into whites. That'll turn into whites. Let's pull this back. So what I'm doing, I'm technically doing a $44 pressure. Okay, I'm removing the 40. I'm using the 35. I'm removing 10 off the 4 and 10. And now I'm doing a 44 inside pressure. So now everything here is going to pay me on the inside will pay me 50 for 1. And then these right here will still only pay me 27. All right, let's go, shooter. Let's see what we can do here. All right, and there's an 8. That's great. That's going to be the 628. Okay. So what's going to happen is that'll pay us $50 for this $1. Okay. That's why it's kind of convenient sitting there. Okay. So now at this point in time, again, I'm in recovery mode. What am I going to do? I've made 50 plus 35. So I made $85 off this hand. I want to do this 2 times. Why? Because I want to recover $150. So I'm going to say, shooter or dealer, pull me all the way down. So all these bets are going to come all the way down. Okay, just pull these all back. And you know what? Sometimes you have to work your dealers to get into profit. In this case, you are working your dealers because they're pressing and regressing you. But I personally would not suggest giving up your tips unless you are in profit, because you don't want to give away what you could make later. That's my personal preference. I typically don't tip unless I'm in profit. Probably some people could shame me on that, but if I'm losing money, I don't want to lose more money. I can imagine in the comment section I'm about to get slammed, but that's okay. That's my personal preference. I don't tip unless I'm in profit. All right, here we go. The 8 is still the point. We're going to resolve the 7. Let's go ahead and get this going here. Okay, that is the point. Let's go ahead and turn it off. I'm going to roll a 7 out. It's going to be back on the 8. Let's mark the 8. And there's a 6. Now you could get a little bit of FOMO here. Okay, could be a little bit of FOMO. It's back on the 8. Turn it off. But that's okay. We're just resolving the 7. We're being a little bit patient, right? Being a little bit patient. And there's a hard 6 this time. Come on, shooter. We're going on a roll here. And there's your 7. Okay, so there's your 7. Okay, so that puck is off. We're gonna do this one more time. We're gonna go out there. Let's go and get a point established first, and then we'll put the money out there. Do it the right way. There's another 7. It's gonna be a front line winner. Again, no pass line. We're gonna stay off the pass line. Contract bets. Oh, it's right there in the corner. See if I can pull that thing back. It's gonna be on the 8. It's gonna be a 4 hard 8. So let's go ahead and mark the 8 right here. Okay, we're gonna drop down to the dealer. Say it's gonna be 110 on the inside. So just like that, and it's going to be $40 on the 4, or $20 each on the 4 and 10. It would cost you these $2 in vig. We go and pull those back too. That's fine. All right, here we go. I'm going to give them back in a minute once I unbuy those bets. And there's going to be the aces. That's the dots in both places. And there's a 6, 4, 2. All right. So that's going to pay us $35. Again, I'm going to pay them in reds. That's 25. That's 35. I'm going to pull both of these bets back to only 15 each. They're going to give you your $2 back. Okay. I'm going to press the entire inside by this right here. And you know what? I should owe myself $4 more here. Let's go and do that now. There we go. And you know what? I think we're ready to roll. I got everything here's going to pay me 50 for one. And these right here are still going to pay me $27. You don't lose, you lose a little bit of juice by the 4 and 10, but you're hoping that inside bet hits. One more roll and we're back in profit. Okay, that's going to be a 3 and a 1, and there's an 8. That's beautiful, guys. Absolutely beautiful. That's going to pay me 50 for one. I'll give you some of these back. That's 5. I'll pull this one back right here. Okay, so now what's going to happen is I'm going to pull everything back down. I'm going to show you now that we're back and we've recovered our $150 just like this. Let me show you. Let's pull all this back and reset it back up. Oop, I think I got a green there. And no, let's see if we have $150 recovered. And I think we are in profit. You ready? That's going to be 100. That's 2, 3. That's 400. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 25, 50, 75, 85, 95. That's $103, guys. We have generated off of 2 hits. What you are putting your money out there, right? You're putting half your money or almost half your money out there for 2 rolls. But if you get the 2 rolls and you rinse and repeat 2 different times, you've recovered your $150. Now you're back at $500, your initial bankroll, with $3 profit. You want to say, you know what? I'm back to break even. Dealers, take my $3 and go back to the road, or you can start back over, do whatever you want to, guys. Hey, that is our 2 different ways of playing it. Again, mine's a little bit different than El Toro's. He does basically a 110, light side to dark side, regress all the way off the table. But both of us had the same idea. The idea is if you want to recover your loss, let that roll for 2 rolls, 3 rolls, whatever it is, and then get off the table. Allow the 7 to resolve. Go it out there one more time. Now, granted, a PSO is going to kill you. A one hitting down is going to kill you. You have to at least get 2 rolls for both of these systems to work. You're covering all the numbers on the boxes, not the field, or not the field of the horns, but you are covering the box numbers. So that does benefit you because you have a lot of combinations to get 2 rolls. Guys, let me know in the comments, which do you prefer? Do you prefer the 110 inside, light side, the dark side? Or do you like going the 110 inside with the 4 and 10 covered, doing the press, and then regress off the table 100%? Both of those ways get you back into where you're at a break-even point. But either way is still a great way to get your money back into your rack to get back to break even. All right, guys, if you've enjoyed this content, please make sure you give me a like and subscribe down below. Give a comment section which one do you like more. Until next time, mark the point. Stay awesome.